the quality of my life got dramatically better, increased drastically when I started to learn how to deal with my emotions. I see so many people in life, and I get it. I've been there for a long time. And it's not something common or known how to sustainably deal with your emotions, how to process them, how to access them, knowing what's going to happen when you do so, right? So many people are so fearful that when it seems like they take off that lid, they've been told, keep the lid closed, because you don't know what you're going to discover, just like this deep black hole when you fall into when you would open it, right? So it's all the narratives that are existing in society about emotions. It's a big taboo to really know how to deal with our emotions. It's for a lot of people very unclear that you're not gonna die when you access that part of you that is able to process emotions. Not many people know that you can actually process emotions with the body. Not too many people know that it's needed for the body to process emotions. Not too people know that the energetic residue of experiences that we had in our lives, that we were not able to process then, still lingers in the body. And that because of that, the amount of energy around that topic allows us to become very easily triggered when it comes to that emotion. So when experiences happen that are tied to that emotion, you will be more sensitive to it. You will be more drawn to avoid it. So it will be more a topic in your life to learn how to deal with it. Let me ask you a question. Do you know that situations in your life will appear and occur over and over again until you learn the lesson? And perhaps you experienced that before, that you may go to different relationships and actually the essence of the discussions will be the same, just only with different people. Or when you have problems in your professional life, that it may happen, it may move around the same topics, the same themes. And that's not a coincidence. There's a reason behind it, because we all have our own sensitivities. We all have our blind spots. We all have the parts in our life that ask more care, that ask for more an in-depth approach. Some things may totally be irrelevant for you, and for other people it may be a big topic, and the other way around. And that's based upon what you have been experiencing before in life. And so that allows you to have your own life experience, your own lessons, and it helps you to a certain extent to not deal with your emotions, right? If you have a big deadline or you have something very important that's on your plate, knowing how to abstract the situation in order to focus and to do what you need to be doing, that mostly is a huge benefit. Now, if we are trained to do that over and over again, and we got so used to it, we maybe see that's the thing. By doing so, and by thinking you're good at that, you create actually a disconnect from yourself, from your body. Doing this over and over and over again set you up in a situation where you are training yourself not to listen what it is actually telling you, what is the lesson underneath, what you can allow to resolve, restore, being dealt with by you actually being open and susceptible to feel that emotion. So, referring to my own situation, I have been there, right? I have been in situations where I was, and one was really very, like for many, many years. When I had my burnout, actually I was postponing it. I was really dredging it. I was really, postponing it because I was like, I don't know what to do with this, right? So I was avoiding that I was having a burnout. That allowed me to be in a situation that I didn't know for so many years what to do with myself. And that was based upon disconnection. Disconnection from my body, disconnection from my soul, disconnection from who I was, disconnection from really me. And I really had no clue what to do next. The only thing that I could do was walk. And I didn't know at the time that I just needed to be present. Present to what? Right? You may be in a situation, why do I need to be present? There's so much on my plate, there's so much to do, there's so much expected of me, there's so much blah, 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 right? And I get it because I've been there, and I have to laugh because I really feel for you if you're in that situation. Laughing because there's so much more that for you in that situation may not be visible at all, right? Why am I sharing all of this? Because this is what I help you with. I help people to really understand what's going on emotionally. And see, the thing is, some people, they may go to their emotions and then stay there, linger there. And then they are wondering why they feel drained, okay? So why I keep on speaking about emotions is because when you step into self-development and you start to learn about the power of the mind, the subconscious mind, the mind is extremely powerful. And it's a magnificent tool, just as the body. And it has a different purpose, just as the body. Now, these two operate very well together if you know how to do so. If you don't know about that, you may disconnect from your body with your mind, rationalizing everything, solving everything with the mind, overthinking, and not really understanding what your body is telling you continuously. When you have access to that, this is where you really improve situations in your life, professionally and your relationships. And that's where the beauty of this work is, because you get to understand yourself at a total different level, and the clarity you get by going there, knowing that you're safe, knowing that you're guided, knowing that nothing really bad is going to happen with you when you start accessing the sphere inside of you where you allow yourself to be with your emotions. This is the gift, because you will understand that you are the gift. Actually, processing your emotions is giving you so much in-depth information about who you are, what is important to you, what your needs are. It shows you so much about your feminine, masculine, and masculine self-worth. And it provides you keys. It provides you boundaries. It provides you clarity that you can really move with. Knowing what your emotions are telling you, it totally changes the level of conversations that you have, the level of clarity that you can speak with to people, the level of vulnerability that you allow to be in your life. And from that premise of vulnerability, that's when you go to the core of yourself, to the core of the other, to the core of the situation, to the core of the problem, to the core of the understanding, to the core of the observation, to the core of actually what it is all about, where the answers are. So, knowing how to deal with your emotions and then combining it with the power of your subconscious mind, you are unstoppable. You know, anything, any solution in that moment becomes inevitable, because knowing how to do so, it's just like learning new languages, the language of the mind, the language of the body, and training yourself. It's obvious that you're going to become good at it. So when I started doing that, I was not good with that at all. It took me a few years to really allow to go in depth, because I was not fully understanding the magnitude of the scope of what we can actually access when we allow ourselves to learn from our emotions. And this, exactly this, is what I guide you through, what I guide you to, and what my invitation is about. There's a masterclass, Heal Your Inner World, about emotional safety. And if you long to know how to deal with your emotions in relationships or in your family, in friendships, with yourself, based upon what you experienced, the memories you have about emotions, perhaps you had some trauma, perhaps you were in unhealthy relationships, perhaps you don't know how to detach or to move on from experiences in your life, and you feel that pull, and you feel that you are so identified with the situation, so identified with the story, that you feel stuck in it, right? And that's where so much possible when you really learn how to process and release your emotions, how to really understand how to build a reconnection with yourself that allows you to go to the core of who you are, and it allows you to access and rebuild parts of you that you're able to build trust with yourself again. Trust that has been bruised by relationships that were not good for you, by situations that were taking advantage of you, because you were not seeing the patterns, you were not having the level of self-worth, you were not having the level of capacity of communication, you were perhaps in situations where you were unable to take responsibility for things, and you still had to move through it, right? So this is why I invite you to join the masterclass and to be introduced to this wonderful world of emotions, not to dwell and to lose ourselves in it, no, to rebuild yourself through it. So I share with you the link in the pinned comment, and I'm so excited to see you there. Talk to you very soon. Bye bye.